edition of Racing with Dio and the King. Of course, I'm the King, and oh man, Dave Darling just broke, and that's Dio, my buddy Dio. Dio?
How you doing? We're going to do a little racing. Going to talk about a race coming up in Bloomington today. Later on today, it's Sunday, 7,500 to win, and got some guests here. And folks, we want you to spend 29 cents and write our sponsors and tell them that you want to see Dio and the King, because right now, October 8th might be our last show. So, you know, let me get down on one knee because I'm half crippled. Spend that 29 cents because we won't be on, and we want to bring you that race with Dio and the King. So we got some guests. I'm going to tell you a few stories here. King's going to go over there. Going to tell you about Paige Jones, our buddy Paige Jones, who plays pool here with Dave and the boys. Got hurt at Eldora. Looks like he's going to be okay. He's still unconscious and still very critical. Our best and our hearts and our thoughts are off to you, Paige, with everybody else here. We miss you. Going to talk about the race here in the window. $7,500 to win. Big money. Got Print Express money. We got Hero and Hot Dog qualifying. $250 from the Dayton Trade Show coming up in Thanksgiving, going to the winner of the C-Main. So the winner of the C-Main could make some big money if he works his way up. Got a lot of things going on. We're going to talk to you more about it. But make plans right now. Be down in Bloomington later today by 2 o'clock because we're going racing. We got some heroes. We're going to talk to them. Matter of fact, King's over in the seats talking to some of them. King?
Well, I'll tell you what we got right now. We've got Bob Kinzer and Dick Gaines. Bob, $7,500 to win. That's a bunch of money. Is that going to make you stand on the gas a little harder, you think?
Wow, but you better believe it.
You ever won that kind of cash before?
Well, it's been a long time.
Yeah? Well, that's it. So much money, I'll tell you what, it's brought Dick Gaines out of retirement. Dick, how long has it been since you've been behind the wheel of a sprint car?
Probably 12 years or better.
What was the most money you ever won when you were driving?
Oh, 3,500, something like that.
So $7,500, that's a pretty big payday.
Yeah, that's what woke me up.
It got you out of retirement?
Yeah, sure did.
How long has it been since you drove a sprint car?
About 12 years.
12 years. He'll be back. You got to be there and watch these guys. Big-time heroes, son. Bob Kinzer, Dick Gaines, they're all going to be there mixing up with the heroes of today. But right now, let's go out and check some real heroes, some heroes that raced this last weekend at the Four Crown Nationals, man. Let's go to Eldora, Ohio. Go to Earl Baltus's place, man. Here we go.
Hot laps, King. Brian Tyler shows how to do it.
Oh!
Simpson safety test.
Man.
7 times, King. Couldn't miss that one because he's the only one on the track.
That's a cameraman's dream.
Earl Baldus. He was a wheel packing crash. Got rear-ended.
No.
I wouldn't want to have been the guy to hit him, huh?
No, I wouldn't either.
Here we are, folks. Beautiful Eldora getting ready for a night of racing, sprints, and midgets on Saturday night. Boys, she was wet. That is water you see down there, and the track was sloppy. She's going to be fast, so here's the highlights from Saturday night. Midget heat racing action. The Racin cars try to run over Tracy Hines. Drynan takes advantage of it, slides them, goes up, and we're talking racing. Drynan again, working on the Potter car. Tice Carlson sandwich. Drynan comes up, gets them both. Slider Drynan towards the front. Andy Mitchner, Slider Mitchner, working on Stevie Barth. Trying to get around, almost runs over him instead. Barth going around David Bridges in a Pottermobile. Mitchner takes them both on the low line. Bridges don't give up. Barth trying to catch up there. Page and back. Got some good racing action there.
They're everywhere. This racetrack's so wide.
Sprint racing. Derek Davidson gets hung up there by our friend Kent Christian. Kerry Foss driving down low, chasing on that Zero car. Kind of got things backed up. Darling and House back there. This was a good heat race, King.
Look at him going. Boom, bang.
That's tough. That's tight. That's hard to run that way. You're used to that, I'm sure.
Sure.
Slide job up front. Foss gets away. He gets into second, gets on going there. Back in the pack. Ray Morgan gets in the wall. Hayden's back there. This is an all-star heat race. But last lap, Foss with the slide job on Kenny Dunlop. Steals and wins from Dunlop. It's his first Eldora appearance for Dunlop. More racing action.
Gee.
Getting real close on that start. Brad Marble back there. Doug Paletta. Paige Jones in the back. Ooh, Bobby Smith almost gets put up in the wall. Bobby's the leading rookie of the year. Billy Rose and Brian Heaton Cool to the rescue special running back there. Paige at V6 working down low. They always say the V6 only works on, oh, Ray Kinnons quit doing that. It worked pretty well when it was a little slimy. It worked good the next day. Oh, Brad Marble kisses the wall, tries to take the long way around. Keeps her in the county though. Greg Staub down low on Scott Hull. Working, racing. This is what it's all about, boys. We're racing tonight. Good crowd there. Kevin Thomas back there. Gets a little high, slows down, taps the wall. Oh! Gets hit. Roommate, attendant, Danny Smith, gets tangled up. He's done. His tenant, Kevin Thomas, helped put him out. He'll get her fixed for the semi. He'll be ready. Brian Hayden trying to catch Marvel. Backs her in. Says Marvel blocked him there, but it looks like to me he just backed her in. Derek Davidson up the top, knocks the front end out, got on the brakes, got in the wall. Didn't tear up too bad. I think they'll be down here later today at our race. Eldora High, Andy Mitchell trying to get pushed off. He crashed his car in the warm-ups, King. Trying to get bolted in, not about to go, and he went out without any arm restraints on.
Oh, man. Why'd they stop him?
Coming down for the green flag, Steve Knepper and his Racin car taking the lead going into the first turn. We're talking some serious racing. It looked like rain, and this track was fine for these races. Kevin Doty, our buddy won Belleville and everywhere else, trying to get around Knepper on the inside. Can't quite get a hold of him with that Gertie. Fontana in the 67 car. This is some pretty tough racing, King.
Side by side on this racetrack, it's some serious business.
Midget's fast and back in the pack. Danny Drynan working over Jack Hewitt, giving him a little slide job, not going in, but coming off the turn.
Whoa!
Tyus Carlson back there in the state bonding first bank car, gassing up. That's Robbie Flock trying him around the outside. Back up at the front, it's Knepper leading Doty. Doty down the inside at Max McGurdy.
Oh!
That's Stealth Fontana on the top. Doty tries it down low, and the Gertie motor done blowed again, King.
Daggone it.
Yep, having some bad luck with that thing, stringing it out. So anyway, back up the front, Knepper's still leading. Stan Fox riding in second, just kind of checking everything out. And there's Andy Mitchell, who started on the tail. He's worked his way up to about 11th right now. Kenny Irwin, Paige Jones, Tony Stewart. Now watch Irwin go in here, King. Drives her in, slides her up.
Out of the way.
Just about takes Paige with him. Bounces the wall a little bit, drops a couple spots, goes back. That's the old Buick running. Slide job, Paige Jones on Kokomo's Tony Elliott.
Oh!
Paige is all over the racetrack in that Fontana, blowing off that V6. Slider Mitchner down the inside of Kenny Irwin. Up. Nice clear slide job.
Yeah.
That's one that makes Steve Butler proud. Knepper leading Stan Fox. Coming out to run. Donnie Beechler riding here in third, the other Zarunian car. Fourth, Paige Jones in the other Lewis car. Going down here. Now check this out, King. Here's our boys, Slider Mitchner, throwing a big slide job on Dryden. Holds down, slides up, Dryden drives over, runs over. 3 flips for Mitchner, 7 for Dryden. All everybody else, Gerbster slides in there, kind of bumps in. Dryden flops over, stops. Kind of thinking about what's going on here.
Can't be too happy.
Which way did he go?
He's a little dazed, a little confused there.
I think so. Here comes his mechanic up, Dennis. You all right, man? And Mitchner's mechanic up checking it out.
Yeah.
Which way did he go? There's Paige.
Yeah.
Check this out now. Here comes little Dryden up on the bottom.
Yeah.
Huh? What's he going to say? He went that way. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, here he comes.
And I was waiting for him to spin out in this mud and really bust himself.
Hey, champion.
Kenny lets him go right by. Mitchner, what a punch. What a punch. I hope they don't find him, because that punch wasn't hard enough to pay for. Bobby Kinser's thrown one harder than that. Mitchner wiping the oil out of his eyes, burned his head in that Bell helmet. That's why he ought to wear a Simpson. Here we go. Restart. Fox down low, taking a look at Knepper. Can't quite get the Gertie motored up there, and that Fontana pulls ahead. It's team cars running 1, 2, 3, 4. Get a little dust up there. Here we go. Tony Stewart sliding down underneath Irwin. Comes up. Irwin pinches it off, tries to get back by, but the Potter V6 has got him handled. Jones trying to get around Beechler. Slides her up, but when it's all said and done, your man comes around. Your winner's going to be Steve Knepper today. Knepper was followed by Stan Fox, Donnie Beechler, Paige Jones, and Tony Stewart. This is the helmet of Dick Gaines. It's painted like real men used to wear them. This is paint. This ain't decals like some of the guys. This is Dick here. This helmet here probably doesn't even have a Snell sticker in it. This helmet here is the latest thing that Simpson makes. We're going to make Dick Gaines as safe as we can for that race tomorrow. But, folks, we want to let you know, Simpson, register for your free set of ground effect shoes. 1-800-654-RACE. Register, they'll send you one, and don't forget Simpson. Tell them you heard it here, Racing Dio and the King. King, what you got over there?
Well, I got Bob Kinzer here, and of course, Bob, when we get to the racetrack, when drivers know they've made a mistake and they've made you mad, they see that cigar come out and get thrown to the ground. Now, when Haley, your wife, now how do you know when she's mad at you?
Well, she's pretty even-tempered. She's mad most of the time, but but I found out I can have her arrested now.
Oh, you can have her arrested. Now, of course, if you had her arrested...
Oh, I'd go to that state bonding and get her out the next day.
That's right. State bonding, the official bail bonding company of the Kinzer clan down there, because, you know, you got to get out of... You got to have her fix some dinner, don't you?
Well, yes. That's right. I've got to get her out.
Yeah, you'll call state bonding, do like the Kinzers do. Sure, you can have a little squabble, but you got to get them out to cook dinner the next day. Call state bonding like Bob Kinzer, right?
Right.
There you have it.
You know, here we are back on the set of Racing Dio and the King, and, you know, big excitement, big race in Bloomington later today. So exciting. King's got a couple participants over here, and he's going to start talking.
Well, here's the deal. You know, guys, 12 years ago, Dick Gaines last drove a race car. Here you guys are going to be running against him this weekend, or tomorrow, actually today, here Sunday down in Bloomington. What were you doing 12 years ago, Tony?
12 years ago, I was, boy, that's been a long time ago now. Long time ago.
Well, how are you going to feel racing against a guy like Bob Kinzer and Dick Gaines, legends?
Be proud to do it.
Pass it on down. What's your reaction to that?
Well, I'm glad Dick's coming out to try it again. I think he'll do a good job.
You ever had to race against Bob Kinzer?
Oh yeah, plenty of times.
What's that like?
Well, he runs good.
Pass her on down there. What do you think? Now, how long have you been driving sprint cars?
3 years.
Okay, now 3 years ago, okay, now they got dust on the uniform older than that. What do you think about running against guys, legends like Kinzer and Gaines?
Oh, I think it's great. It's, you know, it's a dream come true to run against guys like Bobby Kinzer. And, of course, the only thing I know about Dick Gaines is what I've read, so.
Well, you know, that's a lot of money that's going to go out there. What's a bigger thrill for you, running against legends like that or a chance to win $7,500?
Well, since I've never won $7,500, I'd say it's probably running against those guys.
Well, he says the heck with the legends. He wants the cash, Dio.
Well, you know, back to me, pass her on down. If I was racing against him, I'd blow him off in the weeds. But, darling, what are you going to do?
Well, we're going to be there trying to beat everybody, no matter who it is, whether it's Dick or Bob or Tony, Derek, Gary. We're going to be there to beat them all, whoever shows up.
Randy, come on down here. Now, you got to beat Daddy. Is that tough down there?
Oh, it's always tough to beat Dad anywhere.
Now, we're taking the wing off you, and I heard there's a little whining about you don't like this non-wing stuff. What are you going to do? You going to gas it up hard or what?
I'm just going to keep on the track and do better than Dave did the last time.
Oh, darling, that's throwing down on you now. Well, hey, let's go and look at some more Eldora racing. Sprint car main king, Paige Jones, John Stanbro up the front row, Dave Darland, Danny Smith second row, and points contenders, Coletta and House.
Man.
Smith dives down low, slides by, up into second place, back in the pack. Coletta is going back like a rock dropping through water.
Sprint cars at Eldora, boy, goes back as, what happened?
Kenny Dunlop tripped over Billy Rose, flipped over, knocked the front end off this car. He's kind of acting like he's knocked out, but he wakes up and he's okay and kind of lives around another day.
There he is.
Flipping open that visor. Billy Rose coming out. Boys, I've told you about that leaking fuel. There's one right there leaking fuel out. Can't be doing that. Don't want to burn these boys up. Here we go. Back green flag action. House, Garland, Foss, 3 abreast coming off of 4, running back there about 4th, 5th, and 6th. And the rest of the field trying to catch up.
Good old Foss down there playing huggy pole down there if you want.
He dropped her down there a little bit. Kevin Doty and Nibels V6 going around Coletta, sliding her up front. Tony Elliott back there. Kevin Thomas, Brad Marble, and Ray Morgan working.
Man.
Some racing back in the pack. There's a Page up front. The V6 is checked out. V6 seemed to like this track today, but Trey House, this is not the way to win points. And look at the fuel come out. You know, and here comes Greg Staub. Now listen to this motor. It finally shut off when it run out of fuel. They tipped the car over for Trey, wiped the front end off. We got more stuff coming for our set. Trey's all right. Staub got out. He's all right. Trey's going to be ready for a race tomorrow. Who knows about Greg? Greg will probably be ready. He's got another gamble. Back racing. Foss in the 69 car. Doty in the yellow car. And there's Coletta going backwards.
What was his problem?
Just couldn't get that new J&J hooked up. Doty working there with Darland, going down low. Doty with that V6 trying to catch up to the other one because Page is checked out like we said. Darland not going to give up an inch. Whoa! Almost a little Rock Hudson action. He gets fine clean.
At least he's not down there on the huggy pole.
Nope, up. Brad Marble trying to huggy pole, but he couldn't hold it. Didn't stick real good. Coming off, trying to get around Thomas. Back in the pack, Kent Christian, Eric Gordon. Up front, Sean Stanbro has done run into the wall. He's missed the cushion and knocked the front end out from under. Racetrack King was so close to the wall, if you slipped it all, you're in deep trouble.
Right up there with him.
Paige Jones up close off the wall in 2, driving her down through 3 and 4, running that Jetstar 26 6R racing car around the top. First time in a sprint car, King.
Looking good.
Danny Smith right behind him there in second, trying to catch up to him. Paige working traffic, going around Heaton Cool's Billy Rose. Going around, and Paige gets up and bangs the wall a little bit coming off at 2. But back behind him, Danny Smith's done hit the wall, and he's ass over tea kettle, King.
Oh.
Check the front end come off and fly up in the air. That's about a 50-pound piece of metal there. Just went zing.
Man.
Smith got out his all right. He probably busted the best of the day. He went over about 10 times. Restart. Doty down, looking underneath. Darlin racing for second. Foss, Elliott, Thomas. Everybody racing back there. Marvel, Christian. The 96 car of Chip Thomas. But, up in front, the leader, Paige Jones, has crashed. Flipped over, got hit in the head, got knocked out here. Our wishes are with him. He's getting better. And looks like he's going to survive all right, but brought an end to the day. Everybody was concerned. Once again, like Jack Hewitt the year before, it was a sad day because the leader of the race crashed, but it looks like he's getting better. The back up front, got a race. The show goes on. Kevin Doty in the Niable V6 car. Taking up where Paige left off. On the top, cruising around. Doty, a great midget driver, not known for sprint racing, but does a good job. Back in the pack, Thomas. Trying to put a slider on Elliott, but not quite far enough, King.
Oh, man, that was like dicing on that racetrack. You got to really be careful.
Brad Marble hanging back there. Here we go. Thomas going to try it again. Down to the bottom.
Oh.
That Thomas is seeing them championship points there, so he's not going to run into him. Nope. Be careful. Trey House wasn't looking for points. He was looking for a win. When it's all said and done, Kevin Doty comes to the line in the V6. He wins the race, followed by Kerry Foss, Tony Elliott, Kevin Thomas, and Jimmy Stinson. And it's time for Jack's Hammer Award of the Week, going this week to Kevin Doty for dusting off the V8 boys with the V6 at Eldora.
There we see former winner Randy Kinzer adding his name to the illustrious list there as Mr. Briscoe and Mr. Darlin look on. And, of course, the winner, here he is right there. He won before. He will get 2 tickets to One Liners Comedy Music Hall down in Greenwood and dinner at Wilson's there in Greenwood. Come on down. Join all the stars. All the big stars come down and eat down there at Wilson's and have a laugh or two down at One Liners. Join us there in Greenwood, just like these guys are. They're going to come down and have a party. So come on down and join us. And by golly, here's your flaccid hammer. Hey, you know, we've talked about the cash that guys can win this Sunday down here at our big race in Bloomington. But look at these 2 hot dogs here. The only thing it could take to get these guys, what did it take to get these guys relaxed? It took a Lane recliner from Early Wine Manufacturers Direct in Kokomo. Look at them. Look at all the hungry dogs standing behind them. Yeah, they know they got that $7,500 they can win, but the winner of the big Racing with Dio and the King race down there, they'll get one of these Lane recliners. Now, I know you're thinking, King, man, I'd love to have one, but I'm not going to learn how to drive a sprint car or come out of retirement like Dick Gaines to win one. Well, all you got to do is head on up to Kokomo, Indiana, to Bureau Early Wine Manufacturers Direct. They'll be glad to take care of you, and they'll give you a good deal on this thing, too. Look at them guys. They got happy butts. Look at their faces. Happy butts. Give me that happy butt look there, Bob. Give me that. That's a happy butt.
Russ Dellen Greenfield has more cars than a small island nation. Chevy, Geo, and Oldsmobile. Pontiac, GMC, Chevy trucks, Buick, Jeep, Eagle. Come see Russ Dellen in Greenfield, where no hassle value prices are posted right in the window of every car and truck 365 days a year. You could buy more than one. Sorry, limit 4. Okay, fine. 7's in. Russ Dellen Greenfield, 10 minutes east of 465 on US 40.
You know, King, we got all these guys in here, eating, racing. We're talking racing here. Got Bloomington Bozo Pat here.
Yeah, you know, Pat, if it pays $7,500 to win, that'll pay at least $1,000 to announce the daggone race. Don't you think down there?
We'll have to talk to Mike Miles about that. I don't think he's going to go quite that far with it.
Well, tell us a little bit about this race. Talk about it. What's it going to be like here in announcing a race like this?
Well, I'll tell you, it's always exciting. We have special races all year long. We have all the big associations, but in my opinion, the non-wing races have been the most exciting of them all. And I tell you what, with that $7,500 to win, we're going to have all the hot dogs there. We've talked about Dick Gaines and Bob Kinzer, of course, they're a legend, but a lot of young legends coming up. We got the Derek Davidsons and the like. They're ready to go racing. I tell you what, it's going to be spectacular. It's going to have a house full of people. It's going to be a racing fest. I tell you what, it's a great way to top the season off at Bloomington Speedway.
And we're going to recreate Sodom and Gomorrah on the hill after the show with the big party. So come on down. What?
Hey everybody, this is Racin with Dio and the King. A weather update for this afternoon's race. Should be about partly cloudy and around about 74 degrees, so get out and enjoy. It's going to be a nice one.
Early Wine, manufacturers direct in Kokomo, Indiana. You see them on the racetrack go fast. They're first class in the showroom, too. They have the finest furniture you'll see anywhere. You know they're first class. They win every time they go to the racetrack. You'll win when you go to Early Wine. Check out this selection. Look at those prices. They got it all. Anything you want in the house, head on over and see them at Early Wine. They go fast on the racetrack. They'll go fast in your home. They do it up first class. That's Early Wine, manufacturers direct in Kokomo, Indiana. Dio, have you seen that one shirt, our event shirt? Have you seen that around? What happened to that, anyhow?
I was looking around, and what's this going on over here? Ah.
Well, raise my rent, Dio. I'll tell you what, right there, that is State Bonding's next customer right now. I'll tell you what, you got some family member, some bonehead, maybe slips a little something in his pocket, makes some bonehead move, maybe you speed, maybe you get all liquored up and smack some guy upside the head and end up in the pokey. Call State Bonding. They'll get you out of jail. And don't forget their motto, there ain't no glamour to being in the slammer. Get that boy by you.
Silver Crown Race King, Chuck Gurney.
Yeah.
Jimmy Sills on the front row there.
The legendary cars out there.
Yep, this track is a lot slicker now. They've done run the late model race. She's a little slick, cushions up a little further. Stan Fox, Kevin Doty racing, back in the pack. Racing everywhere. There's Tolsma, the point leader. He's way back, qualified bad, had to make the race. Sills up front, leading, followed by Gurney, Doty, Fox, Hewitt, Bliss, and Kevin Huntley. He's coming to race with us at our race. And Donnie Beechler and Kerry Foss. Huntley driving the Beaver car, up there around the top. Hewitt down low, driving Hamp's car. Hewitt is having a field day. This is his kind of track.
Good to see him back out there running after a year ago, a horrible crash.
He's just moving right up. Stan Fox, a little squirrely coming off the floor. Makes a few guys get a little pucker factor. Huntley goes around the top. Leader, Sills, Gurney, Hewitt, 1, 2, 3. Gurney's got 2 wins on the mile already, always runs well. Gurney's moved up. Hewitt's down on the bottom, gets Gurney, headed for Sills in the Stanton car. Stanton car's got a little different setup. And Hewitt's running right where no man should. He's not giving up anything, King.
Whoa, doing a good job.
Back in the pack, they're still running around. Hewitt using that bottom, Sills hanging her out. Hewitt drives by, takes the lead in the Maximum chassis. Stanton, where's that thing going?
No! Keep her in Ohio.
Gurney just barely did. Gurney slides by. Got a good drive coming off to get back up to second for a bit. Still chasing Hewitt. Here we are, Huntley and Fox. Huntley taking that high groove. He doesn't appear in the Silver Crown cars that much. Fox thinks he's a racer, goes down low. Huntley comes down. Oh, a little contact. That thing ain't steering too well, Ken.
Oh!
Stamp, Eldora, COD, on his forehead. Hewitt up front, followed by Sills, Gurney, Doty, Huntley, Beechler, Rusty McClure, Kenny Irwin, and the rest of the field. Derek Davidson, nice ride today, running there, keeping her clean. Stock car guy run the 20 car, holding up Tolsma here and a bunch of others. Tolsma the point leader. What do you reckon Tolsma thinks about this? Little Rock Hudson, maybe?
Yeah, boom, baby.
You
know, a lot of people don't. Randy doesn't have a whole lot of experience on dirt, but sure has done well this year.
He knows enough to jam that guy in the butt.
This thing ain't got no doors, son. Get out of my way.
That's right. Hewitt still got the lead. Sills riding in second. Gurney running around her. Now they're all down playing on the bottom there a little bit. Tracks moved down. Once Hewitt went by everybody went to the bottom. Kevin Thomas in the Crispin car there, the 37. Trey House didn't get to run because he was hurt. Kerry Foss, racing for last, turns her over. He ran over next to last, Danny Smith, who was replacement for Andy Mitchner. Racing, second place. Sills down low. Gurney's got the racetrack. Doty hanging back in the 62. Sills is now back to third. Going to be a big race happening back here for third between Sills, Doty, and these other guys that are going to catch up with him. Rusty McClure, Jimmy Stinson will be up there. Sills, the master of a hard slicky, high, low. Doty, he's not supposed to know about this stuff because he's supposed to just be a midget racer.
Yep.
He's trying everywhere he can go. Doty's one of the most underrated drivers we got out there when it comes around these open wheel cars. He just likes to run that independent midget stuff. Back in the pack, the leader, Hewitt, working on Bliss. Coming around, Hewitt is going to get a checkered flag 1 year from the date of his big injury. He was followed by Gurney, Sills, Doty, and Eric Gordon. Hey, they finally got in hot off the Indy screen print. The Racing with Dio and the King, First Sprint Racing Fest T-shirts. Come on down to Bloomington or call in there on the number. $12, $5 shipping and handling if we got to ship it to you. But you come down to Bloomington to get one of these Racing with Dio and the King shirts. Now, what about Bloomington? $7,500 to win. Thank you, Early Wine Manufacturer Direct, Lee Fleetwood, and Franklin Power. They put up the money for that. Ain't no glamour in the slammer semis. State bonding put up money, fattened up B Main pretty good. And the Dayton National Open Wheel Auction put up some money for the winner of the C Main, $250. So a guy can miss a show, still make $500, be looking pretty good. But qualifying, folks, I'm telling you, we got the qualifying going on. $1,000 from Bryant Heat and Cool's going up. Each driver puts up $100 or shuts up, one or the other. Once we get them out there, we get enough, probably going to pay $1,500, $2,000 for fast time plus second and third. Other thing, in the feature, the Print Express Award. Last car on the lead lap gets $1,000. Gutswear, nice little Gutswear sticker above the Nerf bar. First car with it on, another $500. Also the Print Express, $100 for the step on to the race. And we've got more. There are people who are coming in, and who knows what we're going to have by later today. But come on down to Bloomington. Be down there by 2 o'clock. We're going to have some fun. King, what about the track?
Well, let's just find out about the track from some veterans, guys that know all about the Bloomington Speedway. Randy Kinzer. Come fall, does it make any difference down there at Bloomington between spring, summer, and fall, the track conditions?
Been a day race. It might have to put a little bit more water on the track to keep it pretty moist, but when I talked to Mike, he's going to have a top and bottom groove, and that'll make for good passing and racing.
Now, what are you going to say here? For $7,500, no wings, ain't going to be no huggy pole, is there?
I don't think there'll be any huggy pole. Who knows?
Now, Gary, you've won races down there before. What's your favorite conditions at that track?
Well, I like Bloomington tacky. It's a fast racetrack when it's tacky. When it gets slick, sometimes you got to go to huggy pole. I hate that because Dio gives us hell when we got to run huggy pole. But I just hope it's tacky so we can run everywhere on the track.
These are the coolest shoes right here. You know, Dio, I've been wearing these shoes, and I can actually now leap 12 feet straight up in the air if I want to. I don't want to right now because of cameras. But yeah, by wearing these shoes, I can perform subhuman feats. I can. You can, too, by calling Simpson and getting a pair of these shoes. And when you come down to the race, if you're not wearing these shoes, we're not going to like you. We won't even hang out with you. So get a pair.
We've drawn out some names for free tickets to the National Open Wheel Trade Show and Auction. You'll be getting those tickets in the mail. We're going to be giving those away as they come along because we're going to help the folks out there for that Thanksgiving show. King, what about tonight?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a tremendous amount of fun. I can't be there, but I'll be there for the party. I'll be calling the Colts game, a previous engagement. But I'll be there in spirit. Don't miss this race. It's going to be a tremendous amount of fun. Dio will be down there. We'll be filming it, and we'll have the big party. I'll be down there for the party. We'll have a tremendous amount of time. Tremendous amount of fun. We got all these people here talking about it. Good night, everybody. Thank you very much.